Titanus Gojira, widely known as Godzilla, first appeared in 1954. The Titan is considered to be a hero, though he will do anything necessary to protect the Earth from threats. Godzilla is shown to be the most dominant out of the rest of the Titans. We call him the king
guys, so
of the monsters.
I'm gonna just switch back to the DJIs because it is just way too much work having to go back and forth in between every single clip, trying to listen if there's any distortion, when I know these babies have never given me a single problem. Like, literally, when me and Pablo first got these, we plugged them in, they were ready to go from the box. There didn't have to be no messing around, no nothing. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to return my Godoxes because they're just not suited for what I need. I think if you do like studio recording or pretty much anything outside of like a gym, I think those would be your best bet. And they're honestly like, they're pretty cheap. I don't know, maybe mine just have an issue because I got a bad pair. I don't know. So, but I'm gonna return it and get my money back because I was trying to find a better alternative, right? Something a little smaller, a little bit more discreet, that just had audio that I was just vibing with more. But I would rather go with, what's the word? There's a particular word for this. Not gonna lie, this thing lights up pretty nicely. Honestly, like, I don't really feel like training today. I just feel like doing bodybuilding. Does that make sense? I just feel like turning my brain off and just getting after it. Like, I don't want to do compound movements. I want to go do some bodybuilding. Honestly, I don't even know which videos I'm gonna use for today's session. But I know one thing for sure is I'm just gonna keep an eye on that little freaking decibel reader because it's got me paranoid. It's kind of crazy when I think about the evolution that I've gone through throughout the years, from not giving two hoots about this stuff to making it a important part of my day-to-day life. Like right now I'm not making a lot of money out of YouTube, but over the last 2 months I think I've made about $100. So I just know that you gotta keep grinding, man. Gotta keep posting consistently, just like I do with training. But I'm gonna take a piss real quick and then we're gonna start with 2 reds. Not gonna lie, guys, feeling a little sore indeed. 3 reds. I wonder if you guys can hear me breathe like a water buffalo. Also, by the way, I really prefer using the 13mm for bench instead of the 10mm. I really just I like using the 10mm exclusively for deadlifts. It felt pretty technically smooth. I said it felt pretty technically smooth. Then we'll go straight to 4. All right, we're going for 220, 484 on the bar. Not gonna lie, if I could master this, because essentially when you sink it, you're utilizing your body's elasticity to your benefit, right? Because you're internalizing pressure with your brace, and you have so much tension from your legs that it's like, it either makes sense or it doesn't. That felt pretty easy. Like, it had a miss groove. It wasn't a perfect rep, yeah, but it felt easy. So you guys start there first. I just hit 250. I went up just 5 kilos more than I originally said because I feel like I'm finally coming. Pause. I'm finally finding like the groove and the sweet spots in like with my leverages in my body, right? So if you guys wanted to slow down and look, if you guys noticed, my feet didn't really go out much further than their start position. Like from the point of where I got on my toes to kind of like lean into my upper back to unrack the bar, you guys could see that once I unracked the bar, my toes maybe moved a little to go point outwards, but they didn't go slide They didn't slide out. They stayed at that line that I got on. So when I unracked the bar and I set my hips, I didn't lose a single. I might have lost like a 2 to 3% of marginal tension, but besides that, I managed to maintain the tension that I generated from the unrack into my setup. So what I'm gonna do now is I have either a 3x5 or a 4x5, but I'm gonna actually try to push a decent set of 5 today. If I could do one set of 5 at 220 and then maybe like a top set at 230 for 5, that'd be perfect. I could literally drop down and do like 200 for my last sets of 5. But so far we're coming up for a good bench session, so let's just keep it up. Okay, that was the clean set, but I think that was top. I locked in, bro. That's the difference, brother. When I gotta get that extra gear, I know when to do it. I felt like my heel was starting to slip. That's not bad. I might take a bit of a longer rest period and then go after it again. Whew. I'm gonna go down because of what I've been talking about these past few days. I can't go back on my word now. You gotta be able to rectify in the moment before things get too far along. And you gotta be able to keep yourself accountable, because if you can't keep yourself accountable, then you ain't gonna listen to nobody. You know, it talks about that in the Bible. A man who refuses wise counsel is a fool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to actually, for reals, drop down to 215 this time. Not like last time. Not like last time where I only dropped, I don't even think I dropped, I think I stayed. So I'm gonna be smart and do what I say. Whew, caught myself there. I was about to make a same mistake, but not today, baby, not today. Today we're winning. And I think this would probably be what I finish out my last 2 sets at. I don't know why, I've just really been enjoying these mic'd up sessions a little bit better than when I get up close to the camera with the shotgun mic. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like those too, because the difference between those is when I have the mic on me, I'm a very, very pensive person. I'm literally thinking. I'm thinking in between my sets, so it gives me the opportunity to share these thoughts in real time as I'm setting up. Whereas with the shotgun mic, that one just kind of, like I talked between my sets, not during my sets. Okay. I like go down one more time. Huh? I looked uneven? Which way? Carlos said that I looked uneven on that set. And that set was weird because, I don't know, like, maybe I'm just fatiguing already. Whew. Okay, so I'm actually gonna go ahead and call it after my third set, just because I'm starting to feel a little discomfort in my pec, and something me and Joy were talking about earlier this week was sometimes there's a thing called junk volume, and when there's junk volume, it is like that. So there is a particular threshold of stimulus, right, that your body needs to progress, right? And that threshold is this spectrum, right? So it's like in 2K, whenever you want to get that perfect shot, you got to hit it right in the green. That's the threshold that you want to hit your training in. Every single time that threshold is either lacking or in abundance, it's going to mess up some stuff, right? So one, either you're not doing enough to get better, or two, you're going to over fatigue yourself, risking injury or plateau in progress. So if I look at my session so far from a data perspective, I hit a RP 78 single at 550, incredibly smooth. I hit one set of 220/484 pounds for 5, crispy. I hit a set of 3 at 507, and then I hit a set of 215/474 for 5. I've done a sufficient amount of, so how you gauge this is by kind of having a little graph, right? The bottom line is intensity, the upward line is volume, right? So you kind of want to gauge like how intense by how much volume you do, right? And at a certain point, it's the threshold. After, if you continue to keep going, it's going to go that way or that way, right? It's kind of like a, what do they call it? A bell curve, right? So you want to find that special point for you. For me, I can kind of tell when I've done enough volume, and when I start to get tweaked, like a little dinged up, I know, okay, I've pushed my body to a good point with my compound. Now I can either drop down or move on. So I've done 3 out of my 4 sets, and I'm getting a little bit of discomfort here in between my pec and shoulder. So I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna skip, move on forward to whatever I have next. Which I have my phone behind me, so let's find out what I do have. I have close grip Spoto bench, but I think I've been supplementing. It's because I have to be very careful not to overdo it with the barbell movements, because I don't really hold the bar evenly. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see, right here. That's a scar from my wrist surgery that I had. And this is the maximum amount of flexibility that I have in this wrist. Whereas this one, it can cock all the way back. So whenever I hold the bar, I try to get it as evenly as possible. And I do a good job for the most part. However, it's not perfect. So over time, I just kind of have to keep an eye on it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna supplement that close grip Spoto press with, I've really been enjoying that seated chest press machine. It feels really good on the pecs and my triceps. So I think I'm gonna supplement it for that. And then I also have, I'm gonna do probably like a 3x12 on that. And then I also have single arm cable extensions with alternating hammer curls. So I'm gonna do all that, and then I will probably add some kind of like upper back or a rear delt or a lateral raise. And then I'm gonna finish out with some kind of grip work, whether that be that little grip machine or how I was doing that forearm blaster. I'm gonna do some of these things, but for sure I'm gonna do that seated chest press, tricep extension, dumbbell curls, and forearms for sure. Those are like my non-negotiables for today. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep on. I'm gonna just write the weight when I'm done. It ain't going anywhere. But seriously, don't forget to rack your weight. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have the lights magnetic. Well, one of them is magnetically attached right above me, while the other one is kind of coming at a, you see? Not gonna lie, I'm kind of vibing with this. Yeah, baby. That should have been about 15. Man, today's been a pretty decent day so far. Just coming into the gym, lifting some heavy weight, having fun, being grateful to God, thankful for my family. And it's just like, man, like it's so easy to fall into the trap of stress and anxiety and being anxious. But when you just let God take care of the big problems, when you just let Him move your life, like let God be the wind that carries the leaf that falls from the tree. Let God be who blows the seed where it needs to be planted. Let God carry you. All you have to do is focus on what you can do and do it to the best of your ability. Don't do it for nobody else except God. Lord, forgive me for I have sinned. Forgive me for being so foolish and folly and just thinking that I can do everything on my own. But so far, guys, we're a little more than halfway done with accessories. I think I'm going to finish out with dumbbell curls, dumbbell alternating hammer curls, and then maybe like one upper back accessory. And then after that, we'll finish out with grip. I literally only have 3 25s on each side, but because my back is still sore from Tuesday, it's like giving me a very good level of resistance without spilling over the top. So I'm gonna knock out 2 more sets of this and just really focus on flushing blood into my upper back and just working on all those little fibers. Man, I'm about to have a good pump after this. And honestly, I need to, because yesterday, I mean, I still tracked my food. I had to move things around because my fats were really high yesterday. So I still managed to fit my caloric cap with semi-decent macros. Like my protein was really good. My fats were way too high, so my carbs suffered. Because me and Cam were talking about some of the things we could have done some of the things we can do, because my weight's been my weight has been consistently around 397 for most of this week. So we're kind of talking about dropping carbs by 50 grams. just to make sure that we start losing weight. Because I'm trying to lose at least 10 pounds in the next 8 weeks. Like I really don't have a lot of time. Like it is very important to my plan that I lose these 10 pounds and then be in a maintenance count for a few months so that I can start being in a surplus without gaining the weight, without gaining the fat back. So I need to lock it in, bro. I've been doing really good with my food, but I can do even better. I can do way better. So that's what I'm worried on. You need some chalk, Carlos? All right, so I'm actually gonna use the Elico bar on this one, just because if you follow the laws of specification, you wanna practice with the implements that you lift with, right? So this bar feels very unique compared to other bars. So I'm gonna start doing all my grip stuff on it. Let's see if it holds up. If you let it go down too fast, it actually smoothens out the dead skin. My hands are above, like baby smooth right now, but very grippy. All right, so I'm gonna just do 2 more sets of that, and then that'll be it. But I'm telling you guys, when you guys see me pull 455, go back to these videos. That's a bet on it. But I'm gonna go ahead and finish these, and then I'll go see you guys to the conclusion. All right, guys. This is the last set. I forgot to mention, well, not that I forgot, but it was after I stopped recording. I decided to add some holds on the pull-up bar. So we're doing 20 seconds, but since this is my last set, I'm gonna do 1 rotation of this, and then I'm gonna go do a hold till failure. So let's see how long I can go. All right, let's go do the AMRAP hold. Time to get greedy, baby. Oh man, I'm cooked. It was starting to pull on my elbow, like these muscles right here, but I gotta do this. I think if I want to pull 950 in competition plus, I gotta be able to hold myself with each hand individually. That's what I'm gonna start throwing into my program, because it's just I'm a unique circumstance, right? I'm a unique case. Everything is case by case, but mine, it just happens to be so much more extreme, like literally maxed it out. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited because I think it's gonna have some really good results. Okay, but that's gonna wrap up today's video, guys. I appreciate every single one of y'all. There, Tara? Man. I appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in and just keeping up. For those of you guys who have been asking me about where Pablo's at, he's actually been in Oklahoma working, and I'm left with my brother, this guy, who doesn't even put the plates where they're supposed to. I don't know, I've kind of been enjoying wrapping up the videos. I've really been enjoying wrapping up the videos while I put up my weight, because it gives me a good reason or justification to, you know, yap some more. Excuse me. But yeah, honestly, I give today's session a 8 out of 10. I want to subtract points from myself from my second set, where I tried to go for 507. That one was definitely out of pocket. I bit off more than I could chew, but because this whole week has been about me rectifying those mistakes, I did it in the moment. I literally caught myself before I even went too far, and I dropped the weight and I did my whole set. And then after that, I went to do my accessories and I did all of my accessories and I did them well. So I'm feeling good. I think I'm gonna go for a 25-minute walk after I eat lunch. I still have my protein shake in my truck. Gonna shake that up and chug it up. Honestly, Transparent Labs has been the most enjoyable protein because they have such a wide variety of interesting flavors. Like really, right now at home I have the last one that I've ordered that I haven't tried yet is dark chocolate. I'm gonna do a review on that one soon. But I've essentially, I've just been ordering different supplements from my sponsor because I want to make sure that you guys receive an informed choice, right? Like I'm not just gonna take something and be like, oh man, this tastes amazing, and then it tastes like dog doo-doo. That's not what I'm about. It doesn't matter if they pay me, which is why you guys have come to see me make some remarks like that, like the blue raz, the sour gummy, even the peach mango. Even though the peach mango is the best one, you know, like there's a reason why I don't say these pre's are the best tasting, because they're not. Just simply. So, but either way, I am very happy with the way this week developed. Started off rocky on Monday, and then we finished strong. We rectified on Tuesday. We stayed in the pocket Thursday, and then we had a really good Friday. So we finished the week strong, and we're in a positive. We're in the positive heading into block number 2, right? So just got done with my first blog post Worlds, and you know, just got to get back on the grindstone, guys. I mean, that's how we've been doing, and I have to make sure to catch myself every time I try to take off more than I can chew, because I'm human. I'm subject to my own insecurities. I'm subject to my fears, just like everybody else, guys. And that's something that I really want to harp on, because that is where my lessons become valuable, because you guys can listen to what I say, whether it's some BS I say in the moment or if it's something serious, how it is now, and you guys can take something from it. Because yes, I am super strong, and yes, I'm very experienced, and yes, you know, like I'm a former Division I athlete, and yes, blah, blah, blah. What connects all of us is our humanity. What we all share is our intrusive thoughts. I mean, obviously we don't all have the same demons, the same thoughts, but in terms of issues that we struggle with, in terms of being human and being a bunch of animals, that's where we are connected. And it is through the adversity from these battles where we learn to overcome, and through the overcoming of some of these issues, we can help other people defeat their battles. And that's the whole point of being like this, is we get to help each other overcome and help each other improve and go even further than the generation before us. So anyways, that's enough yapping. I'm pretty much done packing my training bag. I just got to put up my camera and whatnot, but maybe do a little posing. Nah, I'm good. I don't got to do any posing today. So I appreciate y'all guys for watching, and we'll see you guys on next week, man.